Hi everyone, it's Tonya, and the other day I posted a share and I had showed these flowers that I've been making, and I've had quite a few of you ask me to do a video, so I'm going to do that today. But before I get started, I want to give credit where credit is due. I saw these on Donna Salzer's Ustream channel, and Tammy I think it's Tammy Inman, but her website is www.tammyi.com. So go check her site out. She's got some awesome looking projects that she's made with these flowers, and she's the one who taught how to make it. But I've had quite a few of you ask me to do a Ustream video or a YouTube video on these too. So if you want more details, and they did a lot of flowers on that show, go watch that show on Ustream. It was October the 26th show, 2010. So go check that out. But let's get started. Now they used a die cut from Nestabilities. I don't have the Nestabilities die, so I used my Cricut. And the first cartridge I picked up that had it on it, I used. I know that they have scallop punches on a bunch of cartridges, so if you own a Cricut, just check out the cartridges that you own, because chances are in the shadows or you know, the blackouts, you might find this cut. But for me, I used the Forever Young, and it was on this it's this cartridge, or it's this cut, and it's the I don't know if you can see it or not, but it looks like it's the shift key that creates it. I cut all of my flowers at 4 inches. This flower was cut at 4 inches. This flower was cut at 4 inches, and this one was cut at 4 inches. So you know, they're really the palm of my hand. They're really nice size flowers. So if you wanted to do them smaller, you could cut them at a smaller size. But to get started, you're going to need 4 cuts at exactly the same dimension. So if you want them smaller, if you want to use a punch, you could. You just need 4 of the exact same size. And the next thing I did was I glimmered all of mine. Now mine were glimmered, and all 3 of these were glimmered with the same glimmer. And what I used was, and it's just how saturated I got the leaves, just the variance in color. The darker one, I hit it 2 or 3 times, and I heat embossed it, and it has a green shimmer in it. Isn't that pretty? On these, I very lightly misted them, and it picks up the color of the cardstock more, but you don't see the really deep green, but you do see the gold. So I'm really liking it. And this one, you can see the green a little bit more because it's a little more saturated. But anyway, so this is the mist that I used. It's called Lemon Drop, and I love it, love it, love it. When you heat it, it gets a little more iridescent. So I've already glimmered mine, and I've rolled them up and put them into a ball. Now you don't want them wet, but you do want them damp. So I'm going to unfold all of them, and these, I had a little bit of red left over in my bucket, my glimmer bucket, so I just kind of smeared them around in the red too, so I could get a little bit of a red tone on this one. And this one got ripped in the process. It's okay because we're going to cut them anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Embrace imperfection is what I say. And the red was irritating me, and then all of a sudden I liked it. So I went with it. Isn't that pretty? I need to wash out my glimmer bucket is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. To me, it's pretty, and I think the more variations of color you have, the more realistic the flower looks anyway. So now you don't want these really wet. You do want them moist, but you don't want them like really super wet. And I love that. Look at how shiny. I hope you can see in the video how shiny this glimmer is. I love it. Anyway, okay, so what we're going to do is we've got them all fanned out. And then we're going to take 2 of them. We need to decide which 2 we want on the base. And I'm thinking probably going to go with the darker color towards the bottom, and then work my way back up to the top with the lighter colors. So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm using hot glue. You can use any kind of wet glue that will dry fast. And I mean, I got to work fast with this hot glue because I don't want it sticking to this paper. I don't have a craft mat. If you have a craft mat, use it, but I don't have one. And what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of pinch towards the center and twist to kind of get that kind of twisted look. And I'm going to pick that up real fast because I don't want it to stick to that paper because it's hot glue. This is wax paper that I have on the bottom here. So you're just going to kind of pinch and twist and pinch and twist until you have what you want, you know, until you have the flower is, you know, it looks like it's kind of coming together. Then you're going to take your next color, and in the center of the one you just pinched, you're going to put some more glue. Now I'm using hot glue. Be careful if you use hot glue. On the ones that I made earlier, I used this glue. And it worked fine. It's just for video. It takes too long for it to kind of catch and bond for me. So you're going to do the same thing. You're just pinching and twisting until your flowers meet here in the center. Look at how pretty that already is. I mean, like, you could totally call it done and put like a button or something in the center of this and it'd be so pretty. Totally pretty. Okay, so on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to come in and cut a spiral out around this. And then I'm going to take and start so that this part of the flower, I'm going to put some glue right here. And I'm going to take that very carefully because it is hot glue and it is hot. And I'm going to twist it. Sometimes I think my fingers are made of Teflon. I swear. I've burnt them so many times. Just be careful if you're using hot glue, please. I don't want any hate mail. I won't go to the post office because I don't like hate mail. I make my husband go. Okay. And then you're just going to keep gluing this one all the way around. And just spiral it around. And the looser you make it, the looser your bud. If you make it really tight, you're going to have a really tight bud in the center. Be real careful. Again, this is hot glue. And I'm just twisting it around. No secret here. It's not rocket science. Promise. Just keep twisting. Just keep twisting all the way around. And then when you get to here, you're going to kind of cut this bottom part off and discard it. Then you're going to take a little bit of glue and tuck that tail in. Now, let that sit for just a second. Then you're going to take your next flower and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cut out a spiral. Try and keep it an even distance apart. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, the difference between these are, one, you want to make sure you're going in the same direction. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue right here. And on the section that didn't have the part sticking up, I'm going to see how this is kind of goes nowhere to here. I'm going to start my bud, or I'm going to kind of cheat up to the top a little bit, and I'm going to start wrapping. But this time I'm not going to glue all the way around because I want this to loosen up when I attach it. You may have to put a little bit of glue to get it started, but I don't want a lot, just to kind of keep it going. But I don't want to put a lot of glue all the way around the spiral because I want this to open up after I place it. Now when I get to the end, I'm going to take and put glue right here on my base, and I'm going to tuck it to the bottom of my flower, just like that. Then I'm going to allow that to kind of fan out and kind of play with it and let it expand out just a little bit. That's why we didn't glue it down, so we could expand it out. And if you feel like you need to put a little bit more glue on it, then go ahead, but you know, just let it do its thing. It's paper, you're in control. And you're just going to kind of push all those petals back so it starts looking like a little mum. How cute. Okay, then you're going to take your glue and you're going to stick it right here in the center of your flower and be very liberal with it. And you're going to press that bud down into the center and kind of flatten it a little bit, because it's kind of bulky. Okay. And all I'm doing is smashing and pulling down. I'm just kind of pulling it down, folding it down so that it gets the shape that it needs. I'm liking my red mistake. I'm thinking it's looking cool. What do you guys think? Anyway, then I'm just going to come back with maybe a toothpick or something and just kind of pick at these leaves until they get the shape that I want. Anyway, so there's our little flower. Isn't it cute? And here's the others. I love the red on this one. I'm liking that. It's very fallish. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave me comments. I love to hear your comments. So there we go. Little mums. I might have to make a little basket out of these. These are so cute. Okay, thanks for watching.